Now we will look into one of the first function of management, that is planning. Planning is the most basic function of the management. A plan is a blueprint for action. It is referred to as deciding in advance what to do, how to do, when to do and who has to do, etc. Planning is an intellectual process which requires a manager to think before acting. As said by management experts, a planning is a continuous process. Like a manager should continuously watch the process of plans. Planning involves selection of objectives and goals and determine the ways of achieving them. Now, as I said, planning involves selection of objectives and goals and we have to determine the ways of achieving them. Now, what I understood by objective and goal? As we can say, a goal is an abstract or a broad statement that focuses on the desired result. It is somewhat a kind of a vague statement, but objectives are specific, actionable targets. For example, a goal of a company is to maximize the profit. Another goal is to grow revenue of the organization. So, examples of objectives include earn a minimum 15% of return on investment, increase company's market share by some percent, that is 10% or 15%. As you can see, maximizing company's profit was a broad statement, but increasing company's market share by 7% or 10% was a specific statement. So, goals are broad statements, objectives are specific actionable statements. Planning is a vital at all levels of organization. So, what I mean by at all levels of organization? When I say at all levels of organization, planning can be done at top level, middle level and bottom level. When it comes to top level managers, planning can range from many years, that is it can range from 1 year, 2 years or 5 years. They are nothing but long range plans. When it comes to middle level managers, it involves few months to 1 year, that is implementing of plan whatever that was taken into top level management. Again their plans are from few months to 1 year, comparably smaller in duration with respect to top management. And when it comes to lower level management, planning can be from week to month. But when it comes to an worker, management of a particular planning of a particular worker, he can plan his today's day's work. So you can observe the duration of plans from bottom to top increases, but from top to bottom the duration of plan decreases. Now let us see some of the importance of planning. First, let us look into each one of them. It overcomes uncertainty and minimizes risk. It facilitates effective control. It focuses attention and concentration only on the objectives of the enterprise. It makes economic operation and leads to success. It forms the bridge between present and future of the organization. Now, let us see in detail one by one. When I say planning overcomes uncertainty and minimize risk, so how, in what way it overcomes uncertainty and minimize risk? See, in today's complex organization, Decision making cannot only be relied on one own intuition or inner feeling, but they have to be dependent on facts, quantifiable facts. So, planning plays a vital role in decision making in such complex situations. Planning provides logical facts and procedure to managers for making decisions. It is not people in an organization should not plan based on their own inner feeling or understanding. There should be feasible facts available to them. This logical decision based on plans to organization definitely minimizes uncertainty and risk. Right? So, in this way, it helps us to minimize the uncertainty and risk. It facilitates effective control. So, planning sets goals, right? It sets goals, targets and means to accomplish these goals. It is not just a abstract method, right? It involves goals, it involves targets, it involves objectives. These goals and plans become standards, or even I can say benchmark, against which performance can be measured. Like, imagine an organization is not having any plan. So how is it gonna measure its performance? Whenever there is a plan, I can measure my performance against that well defined plan. So plan acts as even a benchmark. I said it acts as a blueprint. Now I am telling it acts as a benchmark against which performance can be measured. Thus, good plans helps effective control of on the activities. Next, I said it focuses attention and concentration only on the objectives of the enterprise. How? Definitely, it helps the managers to focus their attention on the goals and activities of organization. This makes the whole organization to work towards the established goals and create coordination in accomplishing the goals, because they know what is their goal, what is the organization of a goal. Their individual goals will be in accordance with the organizational goal, and definitely every employee of an organization will be walking to the common path. Next, it makes economic operation and leads to success. So whenever I say plan, it doesn't mean that by planning I am attaining success. No. A mere planning does not ensure success, but definitely planning leads to success. It's because if the work is planned in advance, there will be no confusions later, and things will happen as per the plan and we can achieve our goals. This results in economical operation and reduces unquoted expenditure which were not in our plans. Next is, it forms the bridge between present and future. We have already seen this fifth one. So definitely a proper and systematic plans form a bridge between these two. That is where we are at present, where will be after 4 years, where I want to be. So definitely it acts as a bridge between our present and future. Now let us look what is the purpose of planning. So what are the different purposes of the planning? Planning helps to search for alternatives, right? Whenever I say some task has to be performed, it is not that there is only one method through which that task can be achieved. No, it is not at all possible. There are n number of methods through which a task can be achieved, right? So it helps us to find the different alternative paths to reach to our goal, that is nothing but our destination, right? And it helps us to select from many available alternatives and adopt the best way of accomplishing the work. Right? What I said, planning helps us to identify the different paths for that particular task to be accomplished. When we identify different tasks or different actions for that particular goal, we have to identify the best method of accomplishing that work. Why best method? Suppose, assume that I want maximum profit, right, with less time and with less cost involved. Right? I am transporting something from one source to destination. I want to transfer it fast, right, with less time, right, and with less wastage of resources. When I work out, I will definitely getting 10 routes for this, right? You can just somewhere map it to your traveling salesman problem. So among those, I have to find one route which is satisfying my constraint. That is nothing but I don't have to end up in doing expenditure. Suppose, think that I am identify one path, but where the cost of traveling through that route is very high. It is not feasible for me. It is not satisfying my constraint. What was my constraint? The cost should be even less, right? With the less time, and the profit should be maximum. So keeping these three variables in our mind, I have to identify one feasible solution for my goal. So what I have to do, I have to select the best method from all the alternatives. It forms the basis for budget, right? Through planning, we can have a basis for our budget of the organization. It forecasts the future to avoid uncertainty and change. Definitely, for thorough plan, will definitely avoid any kind of uncertainty and change. Now, as briefly said, what was objective? Now let us look in detail what are objectives. Objectives are nothing but our goals or targets which one wishes to achieve. But one has to always remember that more abstract is goals, more specific is an objective, right? And one should always remember that these are the goal towards which all the business activities are directed. Only after specifying the objectives or goals, the manager can decide the type of organization, kind, nature of personnel with right skills, type of technology, supervision and control. So it is very important to identify our objectives. When objectives are identified properly, I can take anything decision regarding what type of person should be placed in that position with what technical knowledge, which type of technology should be adopted, what kind of equipments are needed. As said by Peter F. Drucker, there are 8 important areas in which objectives of performance are to be set. Right? Whenever I want to set an objective, I have to consider 8 different areas which I need to focus. That is nothing but the market standing, innovation, productivity, physical and financial resources, profitability, manager performance and development, worker performance and attitude and public responsibility. So all these factors need to be considered when we are coming up with any kind of goal or objectives. And as you can see here, these objectives can be either tangible or intangible. Whenever I say tangible, such objectives are directly measurable, like budgetary benefit. It can be a document, it can be a product, it can be a service, or it can be a report. So what are possible intangible objectives? They are nothing but training to team members, development of our project team. So objectives are of 2 types, that are tangible and intangible, right? So and every objectives are having its own priority and are generally arranged in hierarchy. So why we are giving priorities to objectives? Because we cannot make all objectives horizontally. If we keep all objectives horizontally rather than giving them priority, what will happen? We will not understand which objective should be accomplished first. So definitely, based on the priorities, objectives need to be arranged. That's why priority has been given to them and they are arranged in hierarchy. Now let us see what are the requirements of a good objective. So how can I say an objective is good? An objective is good, it is clear and acceptable. There should not be any ambiguity in objectives. When there is an ambiguity in objectives, right, people don't understand what is our exact aim. So they have to be clear and they have to be acceptable by the top level and middle level managers, almost all the employees of the organization. They must support one another. It means that there should be interrelation among the objectives. It should not be happen that one object is suppose consider that there is objective A and objective B for some specific goal. It should not happen that there is the objective B is not in relation with the goal or with the objective B, the objective A. So even though these objectives are independent, they should be interrelated as well. They should be accurate, that is, they should be precise. Objectives must be measurable. Objectives must be realistic and valid ones. We should not end up in coming up with objectives which is totally unrealistic and unachievable. We should be always make sure that our objectives are realistic and valid ones.